What's up, Steelers fans? The Steelers are on the rise, sitting at a strong 10-4 and giving us plenty to be excited about. The team has been working hard to improve every single week, showing the grit and determination that defines Pittsburgh football. With Russell Wilson proving his value and talks of a contract extension swirling, the front office may be gearing up to make a pivotal decision that could shape our future. Before we dive into the details, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and ring the bell for notifications. Let's keep this amazing Steelers community growing as we break down the latest rumors and what they mean for the black and gold. Let's rewind to the start of the season. After a tough stint with the Denver Broncos, many doubted whether Russell Wilson still had the magic that made him a perennial Pro Bowler. But since joining the Steelers, Wilson has silenced the critics. In 8 starts, Wilson has thrown for 1,112 yards, 13 touchdowns, and just 3 interceptions. He's led the team to a 6-2 record in those starts, showcasing his ability to elevate the offense. Despite battling a lingering calf injury early on, Wilson's leadership and poise have been game-changing. Think about it. Wilson came in on a 1-year deal, a move that carried significant risk. But now, he's proving he's not just a short-term fix. He might be the guy to lead us deep into the playoffs and beyond. Here's where it gets interesting. Rumors are circulating that the Steelers are considering offering Wilson a contract extension similar to the one Baker Mayfield received from the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. 3 years, $100 million. Mayfield has been thriving in Tampa this season, throwing for over 3,600 yards, 32 touchdowns, and just 14 interceptions. While Wilson's stats don't quite match those numbers yet, his impact on the Steelers has been undeniable. If Pittsburgh pulls the trigger on a deal like this, here's what it would mean. Stability at quarterback. Locking in Wilson would give the Steelers a proven veteran leader for the next few years. Cap management. A $100 million deal over 3 years isn't a massive cap hit compared to some other QB contracts. Building around Wilson, the team could focus on strengthening other areas, like the offensive line or secondary, knowing the QB position is solidified. What do you think, Steelers Nation? Is Russell Wilson worth this kind of investment, or should the team explore other options in the offseason? Of course, we can't talk about the Steelers' quarterback situation without mentioning Justin Fields. The former Chicago Bear stepped in admirably while Wilson was sidelined, going 4-2 as a starter and throwing for over 100 yards, 5 touchdowns, and 1 interception. Fields also brought an exciting dual-threat dynamic to the offense, rushing for 231 yards and 5 touchdowns. While his stats weren't eye-popping, his efficiency and ability to make plays kept the Steelers competitive. Here's where it gets tricky. Fields will be a free agent at the end of the season. Do the Steelers try to keep him as a high-quality backup, or will another team swoop in and give him a shot at a starting job? Let us know in the comments. Should Pittsburgh prioritize keeping Fields, or is it time to fully commit to Wilson as the franchise QB? Let's not forget the ripple effects of the Fields trade. By acquiring him from Chicago, the Steelers sent a conditional pick to the Bears, which has now been finalized as a 6th-round selection in the 2025 NFL Draft. For Chicago, it's a bit of a letdown. They were hoping for a 4th-rounder if Fields had played more snaps. But for the Steelers, this trade has already paid dividends. Fields' contributions helped keep the team afloat early in the season, and his presence adds depth to the QB room. Looking ahead, that 6th-round pick may not seem like much, but savvy front offices know how to turn late-round selections into hidden gems. Just ask Tom Brady, a former 6th-rounder himself. NFL analyst and former player A.Q. Shipley has stirred up quite the buzz this week with his less-than-flattering prediction for the Steelers. According to Shipley, the Ravens' physicality and depth will be too much for Pittsburgh to handle. Here's what Shipley had to say. I just don't think they're very good. I think their offensive line is average at best. I think Russell Wilson is average at best. Can he make some plays? Sure. Can he throw a moon ball up and someone makes a play for him? Sure. Do I think it's going to happen this weekend? Absolutely not. Ouch, right? Shipley isn't holding back, and some fans agree with him, especially given the injuries that have plagued us this season. With George Pickens out for the third straight game and key players like safety Elliott missing from the lineup, the challenges are real. But let's be honest, Steelers Nation, when has this team ever backed down from a challenge? Mike Tomlin, the master of motivation. If there's one thing we've learned about Mike Tomlin over the years, it's this. He thrives when everyone else counts the Steelers out. Whether it's rallying the team after a tough loss or coming up with a brilliant game plan against a heavy favorite, Tomlin has made a career out of proving the doubters wrong, and this season is no exception. Despite preseason predictions that had us finishing dead last in the AFC North, here we are, on the brink of a division title. The team has defied expectations time and again, showing resilience, grit, and the kind of determination that makes Pittsburgh football so special. So, what do you think? Can Tomlin once again silence the critics and guide this team to victory in Baltimore? This game isn't just about pride or bragging rights. It's about who can step up when it matters most. Let's break down the key areas where this game will be won or lost. Russell Wilson versus the doubters Shipley called Wilson average at best, but the numbers tell a different story. In his last 8 starts, Wilson has thrown for 1,212 yards, 13 touchdowns, and only 3 interceptions. Led the Steelers to a 6-2 record in those games. With Pickens sidelined, Wilson will need to lean on other playmakers like Deontay Johnson and tight end Pat Freiermuth. The question is, can Wilson rise to the occasion and prove he's still got that magic? 2. Steelers defense versus Lamar Jackson stopping. Lamar Jackson is never easy, especially without a key piece in the secondary like Elliott. But if there's one defense built for moments like this, it's ours. Led by T.J. Watt and Minkah Fitzpatrick, the Steelers' defense has consistently come up big in high-pressure situations. The key will be keeping Jackson contained and forcing him to beat us with his arm rather than his legs. Can the steel curtain hold firm once again? The battle in the trenches, Shipley predicts the Ravens will dominate the line of scrimmage. This is where the game could truly be decided. Our offensive line will need to step up to protect Wilson and open up running lanes for Najee Harris and Jaylen Warren. Do you think our O-line has what it takes to stand up to Baltimore's physical front seven? Let's not sugarcoat it. This game is massive. A win means the Steelers claim the AFC North crown, secure a home playoff game, and send a message to the rest of the NFL that we're not just playoff contenders, we're Super Bowl contenders. A loss means the Ravens take control of the division, and we're left fighting for momentum heading into the postseason. This isn't just a regular season game. It's a chance to reignite our standing in the Super Bowl conversation and show the league what Steelers football is all about. With just a few weeks left in the regular season, the Steelers are in a great position. They've clinched a playoff berth and have a chance to win the AFC North. But as we look toward the future, big questions loom. 1. Do we extend Russell Wilson? And if so, at what price? 2. What's Justin Fields' role moving forward? Backup, trade bait, or something more? 3. How do we use the draft and free agency to build around our quarterback, whoever that may be? These are decisions that will define the next era of Steelers football. Now it's time for the most important part, hearing from you. 1. Is Russell Wilson worth a 3-year, $100 million extension? 2. Should the Steelers make an effort to keep Justin Fields or let him test free agency? 3. What's your confidence level in this team heading into the playoffs? Can Wilson lead us to a Super Bowl? Drop your answers in the comments below. We want to know what the most passionate fans in football think about these big decisions. Before you go, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications. We're just getting started, and you won't want to miss what's next as we march toward the playoffs. Here we go, Steelers. Let's keep the momentum rolling and bring that Lombardi trophy back to the Steel City.